What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. Today I have another NU match. This one is against Gustavo, and I did find this match on Twitter. If you don't already follow me on Twitter, you should probably do that. If you do want to get a match with me, that's where I normally look for them. So I'm using the same team as I was in the last video. Gustavo's got a pretty powerful squad over there. I'm afraid of the Pyroar. The Lantern could be annoying, along with the Meowstic with the double screens. So let's go ahead and just hop into the battle here. So I figured I would just lead off with my Pancake just to get my Stealth Rock up early. I wasn't really sure what he was going to want to lead off with. So I throw out my Stunfisk as he actually leads off with the Eradicate. And he's not going to go for the Protect to activate the Guts on the first turn. Probably because he just knows I'm going to go for the Stealth Rock. So he gets a nice little U-turn out of there. Does a little bit of damage to my flat-ass fish. And he's now going to bring out his Garfield-looking motherfucker, the shiny Meowstic. So I get my Stealth Rock up, which is pretty nice, and this thing coming out here basically tells me he's going to want to set up either a Light Screen or a Reflect, probably both. So I don't really have a whole lot to do to this thing, but I know he can't really hurt me in return either, so I actually decide to stay in here just to scout out what he wants to go for. He goes for the Light Screen, as I actually just end up going for a Toxic. I figure that'd be kind of nice just to whittle this thing down with the screens. He's going to be kind of hard to take down, but I'm just trying to, stay out here and just waste some turns, as he probably does have the Light Clay, seeing as we don't see any other items, so I'm going to have to deal with these damn screens for fucking forever. But he's now going to set up his Reflect, so that's both of his screens there. And at this point, Stunfisk, I'm just going to stay in here. I know that he can't really hurt me. I'm pretty specially defensive, so I'm just going to stay in, go for a nice little Earth Power. It does get a critical hit, and I was like, hell yeah, Stunfisk. That's that shit I do like, Flatty. So at this point, I really don't have any reason to switch out. I know that he's probably going to want to make a switch of his own, seeing as he's taking a toll from that Toxic, and he can't do much to me. So he's going to switch into his Cacturn, brings out the Thorny Tits, and I just went for another Earth Power. With the Light Screen up, obviously not going to do a whole lot, because Stunfisk just doesn't hurt hard anyway. So here I have a decision to make. So he's probably either going to go for the Substitute or just go straight for the Swords Dance. I need to get Pancake's flat ass out of there because obviously I can't really take a Seed Bomb. So I'm going to go into Disco Balls, as he's actually just going to go straight for a Swords Dance. So I know that with this matchup, the only thing he can hit me for decent damage with is the Sucker Punch. But he predicts the Will-O-Wisp here, and he's just going to go for the Substitute, which is unfortunate because now this forces me to have to go for a Sludge Bomb. So I now have to take a Sucker Punch to the balls, and unfortunately it does like over half to me. So I go for the Sludge Bomb. It is at least going to get rid of the Substitute there, and at this point I really don't have any reason to attack again, seeing as another Sucker Punch would take me out. So I just decided to go for the Will-O-Wisp, as he actually over predicts and goes for the Sucker Punch, which I was pretty damn excited to see. So now this motherfucker's burned as hell. It's looking pretty nice for me. I'm over half, and at this point, with the burn, the Sucker Punch is not going to be able to take me out. So it's looking like this Cacturn is not as big as a threat as it could have been. So he goes for one more Sucker Punch. Obviously, I'm able to tank that. And one more Sludge Bomb is going to take care of the green-ass Scarecrow. So that's pretty damn awesome. That was a pretty decent threat. Not too bad considering I do have like a Dodrio and stuff like that on my team. But still, Sucker Punch is always just a pain in the ass. So the Light Screen wears off on that turn, which is really nice because that means the Reflect is going to be gone too, and things are looking up. So now he brings out the Pyroar, and obviously I know either a Fire Blast or some type of Hyper Voice bullshit's coming, so I'm just going to switch back into my Stunfisk, who is max special defense. So I'm able to take this Hyper Voice really nicely, and then I can scare this thing out with the threat of like an Earth Power. So I'm just out here eating my leftovers in pretty good shape here as the Reflect wears off. So I'm just going to go for an Earth Power. I had no reason to go for anything else, honestly, as he's going to bring out the Marowak, and this thing's he's going to take an Earth Power pretty damn nicely, and unfortunately I don't really have any switch-ins to Marowak. I know this thing's slow as hell, but Stunfisk just does not have any business staying in here fucking around with an Earthquake. So looking over my options, I realize he's probably not going to be stupid enough to go for an Earthquake, predicting the Weezing to come out. So I just go into the Weezing anyway. Honestly, I just let this thing die to a knockoff because I'm not really too worried about it. He kind of did his job against the Cacturn at least, and this allows me to get a free switch into this slow-ass Marowak. So I decided to bring out Frostitute. She's just ready to do her Frostitute thing here. So I scared that thing out with an Ice Beam. I was going to go for the Lovely Kiss, but I figured if I missed against that Marowak and he stayed in, he could knock me down to my Focus Sash, and I want to preserve this thing as much as possible. So I go for the Ice Beam, as unfortunately he just switches into his Lantern, and it takes that really nicely, obviously. And at this point, I just say, fuck it, I'm gonna roll the dice, go for a lovely kiss, and I freaking miss it. So, he gets a heal bell off, which is not gonna really do a whole lot for him other than just get rid of the poisoning on his Meow Stick. So, that's honestly fine by me. I'm glad he didn't go for the attack there, because now my Focus Sash is still nice and intact. So, I go for one more lovely kiss, I finally pull my shit together, and I'm able to smack him right on the little electricity ball. So, kiss him right in the yellow balls, Prostitute just, you know, like I said, doing her thing. So, with the Lantern asleep, I'm just going to decide to actually just stay in here and go for a Psyshock just to kind of scout out how much damage it would do. So I go for the Psyshock. It does a decent chunk to this thing as it stays asleep, and at this point, I'm honestly not really sure if I should switch out here, save Jinx for later, or what. It's not going to be a 2-hit KO with the next Psyshock, so I do decide to switch out here, and it is time to bring out the high 3. So Hariyama comes out here. I'm hoping this thing stays asleep as it actually ends up waking up and hits me with a Thunderbolt, though it's honestly not too bad. Hariyama's a freaking fat beast who can just take special attacks like nobody's business, so I'm feeling pretty good about this. I did a decent chunk to this thing with that Psyshock, so I get my Flame Orb activated. That allows me to go for a Fake Out, do a little bit of damage to this thing, get a nice little flinch. After the leftovers, I feel like I needed that damage, honestly, just to be able to ensure that I could kill with a close combat. So, he is going to outspeed me, hit me with one more Thunderbolt, but like I said, Hariyama gives 0 shits, and it is clobbering time. So, close combat right to your fish face is definitely going to kill that thing. So, down goes the Lantern, and that was a very needed KO there. I was kind of worried about that thing a little bit, but got it taken care of at the price of almost a full Hariyama, but it's okay. So now he's going to bring out the Raticate yet again, and it is a guts battle. So I already have my Flame Orb activated, as he's actually just going to go for a Facade on the first turn. He honestly doesn't need the guts yet, so that was a good play. It is going to get rid of my Hariyama, as he's now going to activate his guts. So Joint over there is looking nice and burned, as I'm now going to bring out Tripolar, who does outspeed Raticate. So he's actually just going to go for a Protect, I guess, just to scout out what I was going to go for. I just went for the safest play, which was Brave Bird. So he doesn't really have any business switching out into a Brave Bird, so he actually just has to stay in, go for a Sucker Punch to get as much damage as possible. Puts me a little under half, and luckily it's enough to be able to live my recoil from the Brave Bird. So that is going to kill the Raticate, and my recoil is going to leave me at about 23 HP, which is pretty damn nice. So now he's going to bring out the Pyroar. Unfortunately, that is a fast-ass lion, and it's going to be able to outspeed me, and I kind of want to save Dodrio for a potential, like, Choice Banded Quick Attack or something later, so I'm going to switch this thing out, and I do still have Stunfisk, who's looking nice and healthy. So I do go into my Pancake here, as he just goes for the Hyper Voice, and, yeah, so I'm going to be able to take that pretty damn nicely. It's looking like I can take at least one more of them, so I'm pretty damn stoked about that. Everybody sleeps on Stunfisk, man. This thing is good as fuck. It's pretty derpy looking, but it's good. So I'm able to live another Hyper Voice with 14 HP, which allows me to then fire off an Earth Power, which is going to kill that thing. So see you later, Mufasa. Had to do that to you, buddy. But I'm looking pretty good at this point, because I do still, in the back of my team, have that Jinx with a Focus Sash still intact. So now he's going to bring out the Marowak. I don't have anything really to do, so I actually just have to stay in here and let a knockoff kill me. But it's alright, because Stunfisk just absolutely killed it this match. Good job, buddy. I'm proud of you. So at this point, I'm now free to bring in my Jinx, who is obviously going to be able to outspeed the Marowak and pretty much just seal the deal here. So he's actually going to switch out. Really, honestly, not really much reason to, considering his Meowstic is just about dead anyway. So he brings out Garfield to at least try to take one attack from me, but after the Stealth Rock, there's no way he's living an Ice Beam. And Jinx is just freezing bitches like she's supposed to. So that thing is dead as hell. And at this point, all he has left is the Marowak. So it's looking like Jinx got a nice little late game sweep up there. Good job. It's good to see Jinx actually putting in work, because Prostitute's been around since like Gen 4 with me and still killing it with the same exact moveset. Does not give a shit about any meta shifts. But that is going to be the end of the match there. Thank you guys for watching. Good game, Gustavo. Go ahead and hit that like button on this video if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.